Deep in the Rajgarh territory, the Kal Mahal remains a point of local dread, a sprawling ruin hidden in a northern forest where the trees grow thick enough to block out the midday sun. The stories told in the village describe a specific biological toll on anyone who enters. Survivors reportedly return after a single night, having aged by decades, their hair turned white, and their bodies failing under the weight of chronic exhaustion. Documentation of this phenomenon is nearly non-existent. Because so many visitors simply never return from the woods, there are few witnesses left to describe what actually happens once the sun goes down. Lacking a scientific explanation, the village elders have developed their own hypothesis. They believe time inside the mansion has become a parasitic entity that feeds on the living. This legend has turned the Kal Mahal into more than a ruin. It is seen as a place where human lifespan is treated as a physical currency, spent the moment a person crosses the threshold. A team of 4 friends decided to test these accounts. Veer led the group, Arav tracked technical equipment, Mira monitored the environment, and Kavya documented their progress, seeking a baseline of facts. By combining their different approaches, ranging from navigation to record-keeping, they aim to provide the first objective data on the elders' supernatural claims. While the village elders cautioned them to stay away, the group prioritized their curiosity. They chose to move toward the mansion to see if the stories held up to scrutiny. This journey would determine if the legend was a product of superstition or if the team was about to document a genuine physical anomaly. As they entered the northern woods, the light from the sky disappeared. The forest canopy is dense enough to create a state of near total darkness, forcing the team to navigate solely by torchlight. The environment became increasingly erratic as they pushed further. They recorded the sounds of distant wolves and noted that the trees seemed to move in a coordinated, rhythmic sway that didn't match the local wind patterns. Suddenly, the motion stopped. The wind vanished, and the forest fell into a state of absolute silence, leaving leaves perfectly suspended midair. This silence was so heavy that the group's own breathing and heartbeats became the only audible sounds in the woods. This sudden shift in environmental laws marks the perimeter of the anomaly. The team had moved past the natural world and into the direct influence of the Kal Mahal. The Kal Mahal finally emerged from the trees. Its massive stone towers reach high into the cloud line, standing far taller than the surrounding forest. A pulsing blue light flickered behind the broken upper windows, an unexpected sight in a structure that has been abandoned for over 2 centuries. Upon reaching the main entrance, the team found the wood covered in intricate, ancient symbols that have survived hundreds of years of decay. As Veer reached out his hand, the heavy door violently swung inward on its own, releasing a rush of freezing air from the interior. The door stayed open, revealing a dark path into the hall. The group realized the mansion was no longer just a passive ruin, it was reacting to their presence. Inside the grand hall, the walls are covered from floor to ceiling in hundreds of clocks of various designs and ages. Observations quickly showed that none of them were synchronized. Every clock in the room was displaying a different time and moving at a different rate. The team identified 3 distinct patterns. Some clocks spun rapidly forward, some turned in reverse, and others remained completely motionless. This suggests that within these walls, chronological order has broken down. Time here is behaving as a fragmented substance, rather than a steady, linear flow. These erratic mechanical movements offer a potential explanation for the village legends. If the environment inside can accelerate the gears of a clock, it may be exerting that same force on the biological systems of the people standing in the room. Having reached the center of the anomaly, the team faces a new urgency. If the air is shifting through years in a matter of minutes, they must determine how much of their own lives they are losing with every second they stay.